Hey guys, welcome back to Left Seat, Right Seat. We're here today with Edwin. He's one of my old sergeants, and he's pretty much going to sit here and tell us how his exit plan went for his retirement once he got out. All right, so Edwin, if you want to just go ahead and tell us what's going on.
Hey, how you doing, CJ? Hey, yeah, my name is Edwin. I came in the Army early. I came in 1997, not 2000, 1997 I came in.
Right.
Did a good job to be a petroleum supply specialist. In other words, just a guy that deals with fuel. I was stationed in different places. Never went overseas. It's crazy, other than deployment. Did Stewart, Fort Bragg, which I met you and a bunch of other cool people that I met through there.
Right.
Then went back to Fort Hood after that, and from Fort Hood went to Fort Lee, and I finished my career at Fort Bragg. In that retirement was official last day in the military was March 31st, 2018. Great day because it was my birthday. I turned 41 that day, so it was exciting. That's really about it. I mean, like I said, I retired as a staff sergeant. Yeah, I think the coolest job that I did as a patrolman was with 57 men.
Right.
I think that we were such a close knit. When I could go back and say, like, man, we was really, really close.
Right.
Especially on that first deployment, not knowing nothing. We didn't know nothing. Bunch of young kids that was told that we had to go there, and I still remember going to bed with no lights. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Generators were the only place they got a generator was like the company CP in the area where you guys had to keep the aircraft during the running. Other than that,
Right.
we knew what time was going to bed because it was, like I said, it was no power in that thing, which I still tell people all the time. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, we did. I think that was my best interesting time was 57. I learned a lot. I think I learned a lot. I think about cohesion and, you can give somebody, there's no such thing as a weak link, especially with 57 because we all were internal part of the whole situation, and we all play an internal part. So yeah. That's probably my best unit that I hate using that word best, but that's the most enjoyable time that I had was with 57.
Right.
There. Made some great people.
Yeah, I agree. And so you were saying that you got out on February 1st, and then had a job February 2nd.
Yeah, this crazy. Like I said, my official day out was March 31st, but they give you terminal leave. The previous year in January of 2017, my father passed away, so the leave that I had accumulated, I had to take because I had to fly to Panama. So I went to Panama a little longer than needed to stay that January 2017. So my actually leave day started in February 2nd.
Oh, no.
So, February 2nd, my terminal leave started. I signed out. I got my stamp. People call it the stamp, the dragon stamp.
Dragon stamp, yes.
February 1st. And that same day, it was crazy because I was running around town. I still had to get the key to the apartment. The lady that came and inspected, I was throwing stuff in the dumpster. I left the grill, which I didn't do at the time. Wish I had got like a U-Haul and put it in there and safe because those places are expensive too. It was a good one too. Right. So I drove from Fort Bragg to Fort Lee, Virginia. I met this guy that they call PD Systems. It's a contract company. They contract ex-military people and different types of skills from mechanics. So we teach that to students. So I signed the contract February 2nd. That same day, like takes 3 hours to be back from Fort Bragg. So it was like I got there like 5 right before they getting ready to close, sign the contract. He said, well, he said, come back on the second and you ready to go. And next thing you know, I'm filling all the paperwork. So I really didn't have no break. Like I said before, to this day, I think about it like I should have had took like a 6 months or 4 months hiatus to decompress. Because I was going back and I think I still thought had a uniform and yelling at privates and stuff. Some of the other civilians was like, you needed like that's not the job anymore.
Right.
It took me a minute to get it right, but eventually I did.
So. Nice. Yeah, I think we all have that problem when you see somebody that's either got like a ACAP uniform or something like that out in like the around like any recruiting station or something, their uniform's all ACAP, and you're like, hey, you gotta, and then you're like, I ain't even gonna tell you to fix your beret, bro, because it's not even my job, and you're gonna look at me stupid anyway, because I'm a civilian,
Sometimes I'll be like I said, I see things, especially I live in Petersburg, so I get to see a lot of the military people doing this. Sometimes I just like tunnel vision. I was like, focus where you go. I'm going to Walmart, like I'm going in there. I seen people walk out nail shop with like flip flops on, running to the parking lot, and I was like, whew, okay, just like now your business, you ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm not gonna take pictures. I ain't gonna put a person on blast. I said, they know what they're doing wrong. If you out there, you in uniform, you in the bar, you tossing, all so many beers, stuff like that. It's like, you know what? None of my business.
Right, exactly. That is one thing.
At first it was hard. First was really hard because, but then you find out real soon that you can mentor some of the young kids. I mean, I think it's a lot of us sometimes, the Army, when I was in, it's like this, but, with time, things change. I think that's the reality of it. The young kids are completely different than us. When me and you went to the Army, there was no cell phones. But maybe at the beginning of it, when we came in, some of us, we ain't had no cell phones. So, these kids are driven by technology. That's the crazy thing about it. We didn't. I don't know if you remember when we had to make the phone calls from
pay
Iraq.
Card. Yeah, you had to get a phone card and use your payphone. Yeah, I remember we had like. I was at where was I at? I was at Eustis for AIT, but I was at Benning for basic, and we had like four payphones on the wall. You had to go to PX, get your calling card, and wait in line until somebody got off that payphone at night. And you had to hope they kept their conversations quick because you had a certain time that you had to be in lights out. So. Yeah, it was good times. I don't think, nobody knows. They don't know that struggle anymore for sure.
You laughing about it, but it's like crazy. I remember when we was in Kuwait, they told us, we were going up over the burn. It was like, hey, y'all got to make this phone call. I remember walking to this line. It was a sandstorm. I don't know if you remember. It was like sand was blowing bad in Kuwait. And I say, how are we even going to Iraq? How are we even driving? Because I think you guys already was getting ready to fly that day early to take the aircraft across the, to the location.
Yeah.
But I sat in that line for like 8 hours. And when I finally got to that BMT phone that you had to print the number, it was 5 minutes conversation, but I waited 8 hours. And the person behind me was like, you done? I was like, you know what? I'm not here. You know what? Yeah, you come and get it. Because I sat there for like 10 minutes dialing the numbers to try to get through.
Right.
The weather was horrible. Like, oh my God. So, can you imagine these soldiers going and new army going into that environment? Like, they will freak out. Like,
oh man, without cell phone service, that'd be crazy.
We walking down the airfield with a satellite phone trying to find a signal. Walking around. Like, you walk around like, oh, I got signal. Hey, how you doing, dude?
Right. You know what? You talk about that, and I literally today saw a picture on I want to say it was Facebook or something of the Humvees and everything else when we had that sandstorm in 2003 that just like stopped the whole war.
Yeah.
And it was just like an inch thick layer of dirt on everything. Everything was just that like golden brown, like
It's crazy that we it gets to you look at it like, wow, you go back. These little things like that remind me, like you mentioned, we talking about the phones, like, man, we went through a whole different stories. So that's what I tell people. There's just we can only hope that they carry the legacy the right way of this great country, because it's a great country built by great people. I mean, I think that everybody, every soldier, every person that serves in uniform, to me, they got the utmost respect, because, like I said, we come from all different backgrounds, different places, different shades of color and all that, but our purpose is to defend the country and the Constitution of the United States. So we hopefully the young soldiers there, they carry the legacy the right way and do it the right way. And it's not going to be an easy trip, because it wasn't easy for us, and I'm sure it's not going to be easy for them, even with all more advantages they had when we come in. So, I mean, think about it. Vietnam vets, when they came back, they had rough, and us coming back was a whole lot easier. You know, all you have to do with a uniform, you got a free meal somewhere. You know?
Right. Very true. Yeah, we didn't get spit on, so that was good.
Yeah, that's it. So, like I said, different generation, things change and get for better. So hopefully, like I said, these young men and young ladies, they carry the legacy the proper way, because it's important.
Right. It's remind me of the story where you were talking about the aid station.
Oh, yeah. So today, like I said, I was playing soccer. You know, and first, let me tell you something. Playing soccer at 42 years old, thinking I'm 21. So I had my friend that I used to play for a team when I got to Petersburg at Fort Lee as an instructor with a uniform. So they was like, hey, high school guys, it's like, hey, join the team, come in there. And the crazy thing about it, I played about a year and I tore my ACL playing soccer while I was in uniform. Man. Last time I played was March 3rd, 2013. Last time I kicked the soccer. It's been like 5 years. So he called me now that I'm retired back in Richmond, so in the area. He said, we got a tournament at Virginia Beach in 2 weeks. Like, you ready to go? And I didn't hesitate. I was like, yeah, I've been talking about I need to run. Because the doctor at the VA said I need to get a little more active. I'm getting a little more weight. I need to, get active. But I was like, my back been hurting. Every part of my bone hurting now. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go play soccer. So today I went out there without even practice, not even touching a ball, which crazy. This is a crazy thing. I haven't touched a ball in 5 years. And I walked in that field and I thought I was Pele. And remind me real quick that stretching is important, not forward, over 40,
Right.
And you need to do the necessary things to get yourself ready. You can't have a 6-pack of beer the night before and get up and think you're just going to outshine everybody else. Like, ooh, no, it's not working. So, but before that story, I got into the thing. I realized my age, like everybody in there is over 40, and they talk about, hey, who got Tylenol, who got Bengay, who got this and that. It's like, oh my God, we all broke. I'm not the only one. So, everybody, ibuprofen asking for this, who has it? Because, everybody got some type of pain or something going on. So I couldn't walk because I got kicked in the back of the cab in the second game. I tried to play through it. But when your blood is warm, you're allowed to do certain things, you're still there. I didn't think too much of it. The same day that I had the knee surgery, so I was a little concerned too. I was like, man, I hope I didn't run out here and destroy myself, just playing the game that I really love, because the soccer is just, I like it. I can't play basketball. I suck at it. I can't play.
As Garfield, I can't play.
And I definitely can't play baseball because I can't see the ball. Softball, like, even though we had a 57, I just can't. Baseball or softball, it's just like, what, not doing that. So, so soccer's the only thing. Is running. I'll be active. So I was walking. So I told the guy, one of the girls, because it's a big tournament here in Virginia Beach, it's like over 40 teams.
Oh, wow.
They got from over 40, which is crazy. And then they got over 50, and then they got over 60. So they have teams. People over 60 years old playing out there. I said, no way. But I hope I just able to walk, So I walk into the thing, and the guy's like, you okay, sir? I said, no, I think I need to go to. So he got to pull out the golf cart, and he said, where you got to go? I said, to the aid station. And the guy next to me said, I ain't heard that word since 1968. I just stopped busting out laughing because I didn't realize that he's like, I used to be in. He said, I went to Nam. He said, Nam. And he said, he got off from the Navy. He was a Navy man. So it's crazy because the area down here in Norfolk, and, there's a lot of Navy people and Air Force folks out here. And a little bit, but he riding in that vehicle, he said, It's just to think about when he said, the A station. Like, I not knowing, and sometimes you catch yourself doing that. Like, sometimes I said, I'm going to the head,
Right.
crazy stuff like that. You said, and people be like, friends we hanging out, it's like, or my family members say, I'm going to the head. I'm going to the head. It's like, what? What are you talking about? Like, oh, never mind. You catch yourself.
Is he gonna chug a beer? What are you talking about? Yeah.
Oh, sometimes you have a conversation like, oh, this guy of mine is a CSM. Like, what? He's a CSM? What is a CSM? Like, never mind. Like, you know what? The conversation, let's not even talk about it. So.
Right. Yeah, no, I know what you say. Like I was telling you earlier, I was like, I use that one like rack out a lot, right? Oh man, I gotta go rack out. They're like, what are you talking about? Oh, I gotta go sleep, man. I'm tired, right? Or man, or every once in a while, I catch myself saying, oh, I gotta go get some chow, or it's chow time, something like that. Everybody's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, I gotta go get food. It's like, what are you, like a puppy? You trying to get some puppy chow? Like,
yeah, when you say that word chow, I say that all the time. You're like, what? Chow. But like I said, I'll be like, never mind, don't pay attention to me. So that's real. That was a pretty crazy story today because it got a good laugh because I was hurting in pain. I finally got there and then, eventually got to the hotel. So hopefully go to bed. The guys have they having to get together, and I was like, I don't think I'm making it.
Yeah.
I can barely walk up the steps to the hotel. I come tomorrow and support, but I don't think. I don't think I'm playing tomorrow. That's what I'm saying now, but hopefully I don't get over there and think I'm.
Right. You just gotta ice that bad boy tonight.
Yeah, I'm medically recovered to play full game tomorrow. I don't think it's not gonna happen.
Right.
But that's part. It's part of, I guess, life. Now that we retire, we can. I don't know. We take chances on things that I guess we never really do before, which is
right.
cool to do. Some people love fishing.
Yep.
Give it to people that can sit there for hours and try to wait for a bite and don't get no bite. It works for some people sometimes like that. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, I remember I used to do that. Back in Bragg. We used to go a little fishing out there. It was nice. It's good time.
I just don't have patience. I might jump in the water and grab the fish my damn self. Make it quick. Just jump in the water, make it grab.
Right.
But I think I would look pretty stupid. I mean, can you imagine somebody recording me out there trying to fight a fish? Like,
right.
What is this guy on, man? Somebody called him, another word I like to say is medic. I say medic. People are like, what are you talking about?
Right.
It's like, wow, but yeah, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody has a little niche what they like to do, relaxation, and I think that.
That's good. So man, I mean, I know you were talking earlier too. Let's bring it back to the contracting part. You said talking about the 401ks and stuff that you can actually get a 401k in contracting and.
Yeah. So. The company, like I said, PD Systems, and a lot of these contractor companies in this, from what I know in this area down here, from DC all the way down to even Fort Bragg, some of these companies, when everybody loves to go into the DoD, which is great, but now when you get out, you have to wait about 6 months before you can even apply for the DoD job now.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's a new regulation now. You just can't. It used to be guys like me, got out the next day on their DoD job. Now. It's not that way. You have to give yourself, I guess it's a gap. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's a 6 months wait before you can go 180 days. I know that's
wow.
How it is. So before guys, you heard of guys going from one job for green suit to civilian and the DoD job with no problem.
Right.
So that stopped now. So there's a lot of contractor companies over there for those guys that I want to continue working like myself. So the company had a 401k. I didn't know a whole lot about 401k. But the thing about working with those military folks, they've been through the same things that you're going through. So when I signed that contract, first lady explained to me the 401k. That thing was 1 year to another year. I think the only thing I was caring at that moment was what I was getting paid, which was like $24 an hour. So $24 an hour. Where you find a job, $24 an hour, and the easiest, I cannot say this, is the easiest job, even easier as a civilian. You go there and read slide, and that's all you do, read and slide. You acknowledge the equipment that to someone that don't know. Explain it to them in terms that because they never seen. It's like somebody, imagine you explain somebody a helicopter. They
Right.
never know anything about a helicopter, but you know every single part in the helicopter. You got to explain it to those people as they never seen it before. So it's can be a little tricky at first, but eventually you learn how to articulate that to them so they know exactly what each part in that thing. It's the same thing with what we're doing out there. So talking to other guys, it's like some guys was like, "Oh man, I got like 20% on my 401k," and I was like, so I started like, what are they? I keep hearing these other retired talking about, yeah, my 401k, the stock market's up, so man, we made some money today, or we made some money. So I was like, hold on, man. I said, so I asked one of the guys who's one of my mentors, and I said, can you please explain to me how this 401k worked? Because like I said, I had no knowledge. The only thing I had at TSP, you know that money went to TSP and was there. Never messed with it, just let them play what they got to do. So the company that I work for, PE System, so they match your first 10% at 50%. So if you play it smart, it's like money that we are hard. The biggest thing about us sometimes humans is saving money.
Right.
Especially when we get a lot of money, if you don't have discipline, the first thing you do, oh, I need a new stereo system in my car. Oh man, I need a new 55-inch TV. Because this is money this company is giving to you.
Yeah.
So instead of you putting yourself put in the savings account, it's being put in the savings account by yourself. So if you play it smart, you can take that 401k and act like it's not bothering you, because you still got your retirement pension coming in, or if you got your disability coming in, that should be the money you get on this other job should be money that you should just basically take advantage to put away, because maybe you do 10 years. In 10 years, I think that that first full year that I did, I put away in my 401k about $8,000, 8 in the 12-month period. If I would have known from the get-go, I would have saved out to probably I could have made 15, because I heard some guys making 20,000 on a year. Like, wow! So they basically going almost 50%. 50% of their check is going into the 401k.
Right.
So, if you once you do your research, you learn about the different type of investment you can put your money in 401k. I call it the safest way than stock market, because stock market you really have to know. For the 401k, either you go aggressive, just growth. There's different points you can put it on. So depending on where you can distribute that money, that 100% that let's say they look at like 100% of that money going there, you can say, okay, I want 5% to go here, 5% to go here. You watch the money played. I didn't know that. So when they sit down and explain that to me, like, yo, this is how people say for when they hit that age where you say, I'm done working. And I'm working another day of my life, and I'm just going to live by my savings, which is the benefit of the 401k. And I think that could be something, too, that I think that probably they could teach us better in the military when we coming out, more about it. TSP, excuse me, because they don't really give, I know Soldier for Life is great, but it's always work in progress. I think if I can teach soldiers at an early age coming in, like, hey, maybe put them on a TSP class, so that a financial class that can explain the purpose for the TSP. Because I don't know how it was with you. Somebody just told me first time, I was like, hey, sign for the TSP. You got to do it. Like, what? What is this? I didn't know nothing. And I was later in my life, it's like, I'm already 10 years in. You telling me to put money away on this thing? I don't even know what it is, but I'm doing it because you told me to.
Right. I don't even think it was a thing when I was there. When I was in, I think it might have been coming in right as I was getting out. I think I remember hearing about it, but yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it was nothing like it put out there to help. So from every branch, it should be something that should be focused from the minute you join the military. The minute you get to your duty station, and they send you to these classes for you to improve on your reading, math, and all that. It should be a class that say we're going to teach soldiers about investment, their retirement plan. Even if you only do 4 years, even if you do 4 years or 3 years, that TSP go in there and give them a choice to understand it, because a lot of us come from homes that, we live in paycheck to paycheck, and we don't know nothing about savings. We don't know nothing about investment. We don't know anything like that. So it'd be being a benefit. At the end of it, it's a benefit for the soldier. So that soldier's not one homeless, don't know how to feed his family after he get out, because maybe out of emergency, yes, you don't want to do that, but you can take that money you put away 5 years ago. You can say, okay, this is the money that's going to help me
Right.
for next so many months to help me, balance my life out.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but yes, you want to wait up to 65, but if you have an emergency, a lot of times you can take that as an emergency withdrawal, which is a loan on yourself to help you, improve your life if it's in an emergency situation. Because like I said, a lot of us come from different backgrounds, and I'm very adamant about that we could teach our soldiers a little bit better, especially about that stuff. That's important. I know we all say, oh, don't go buy that car, that a bad investment. But why is it? Why is it bad investment?
Right. Right.
But if you go to the car dealership, and these dealerships, I don't know if you remember seeing there's a little certificate appreciation. I'm like, why are you giving them appreciation and they robbing soldiers? Like, I don't get that. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, welcome to Nissan or so, and then you sit in the office, a guy signing the paper, and he got some plaque that says appreciation by 108 Field Artillery. It's like, do you know what this guy is doing? He's fatting his pocket on the private money.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Instead of just say, don't go buy, explain to people, why soldiers making different purchases. And I think that I did that a lot when I was a 4 league teaching in the last year or so, talking to a lot of the soldiers. I changed my tone of just being directed to being more of a mentor, letting them know things that could help them not make the mistakes that I did. Because I was one of those fools that was going out there getting payday loans and, couldn't afford to pay the damn thing back. And the next thing you know, I'm in first on office because I can't pay the thing back. So, you make mistakes. Like I said, my mother never taught me anything about saving money or how to manage money. And that I carry over to when you don't have nothing, you live check to check. It's a part of life. We might not look at it that way, but it's reality, And some of us are fortunate enough to understand, hey, I don't have nothing, but I'm going to save. Sure, some people are naturally people that save money. No, don't get me wrong. There's people there that can live without a lot. They can make it the lifestyle without not doing a whole lot. So that's my two cents on TSP and 401k. I know so much now about it that I'm glad that I asked the question. So when I left the company, because eventually I decided to pursue other dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I took that money and I put it in an account.
Right.
And I'm playing with it. It's my safe investment. I'm playing with it to, sorry about that. I'm playing with it to make sure that I have something later on in case I have an emergency, which is important to me. But yeah, now that I know more about it, if I could buy another one, put it to another one, I would, because like I said, I've been blessed. Unfortunately, I've been blessed. I got a pension coming in.
Yeah.
I got my disabilities coming in and stuff like that. So that helped me to make the necessary things to put money away for later, which is important. I think that's the biggest thing. But yeah.
Cool. That's good, man. And you were saying about the when you were deciding to get out, you were just like done and not wanting to really do anything, and you felt like it would be a disservice for you to continue on, right? Because you're like, I decided to get out. Most of us, right? Once you decide to get out, it's like, well, I'm done. Like, I'm just going to formations because I have to go, right? Like, so yeah.
Even from the day that I joined, I guess I ate the Kool-Aid. I drank the Kool-Aid, and I was all about the Kool-Aid. And a lot of times when you eat the Kool-Aid, that lifestyle, you become who no matter what. If somebody tell me to go in the foxhole and go in that hole first, I was going to question that. I was going to go in that foxhole and that hole and do what I had to do. I was that way. And I always felt that you needed to be a leader that at least showed, courage. And the courage word is so unique about it. But I got to 18 years in, and I was who even until then. But then when I looked at it, I said, what am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
I cannot do this business for long. I think I'm going back to this, not too much, but I ended up tore my knee in Fort Lee, Virginia. And it humbled you. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because it hit me right at 14 years in. It hit me at 14 years in. because I used to be the guy that made fun of the guys that was on profiles, or joke with them or make fun of them. Now realizing that it's not their choice. They got hurt. They legit. Some guys literally just cannot do that. Cannot do the physical limitations they ask of them. And told my knee I had to go to rehab. I couldn't no longer run like I used to, and I think I remember we used to be an A group, and we after A group we run around the airfield like it was no joke. First time I got yellow, I think I got yellow, whatever his name was, taking around and run.
First time Diego. I remember what was Vernon too, right?
Yeah,
Vernon, man, me and that boy used to be running that airfield so bad.
Yeah, so
first started to stop giving us weekend passes for beating them.
It's crazy, it's stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Or him running around hitting people's car, other units, people's car because they would go too fast. It's a crazy thing. But like I said, it humbled me, man. It really, now I'm on the other side of the fence with a bad leg, tried to run, my soldiers were running. I was a platoon sergeant. I was like, man, I'm a brag. I still was going to, they left me leave for leave with a temporary profile, which is never allowed to. But I have to go. It's like, you have to PCS. They need you at Fort Bragg. So you have to go. And I was going to the 82nd.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So now I'm going to the 82nd with a bad leg. Not airborne at that either. This is about to be a challenge for the next 4 years. What did I get myself into?
Right.
So, and it was a assignment. It was a special assignment. They requested me to go to that unit because they needed a platoon sergeant on that company to run that. I was actually a platoon sergeant for assault helicopter. That's where my last unit was. So, block calls. That's one thing they do is fly.
Right.
That's all the block calls do. Chinook might sit down for weeks because it broke down and just no taking no chances. But a block call, even if one light works, it's going up in the air.
Right.
And it's going to need fuel, either cold gas or hot gas, one way or another. So, mission. But going back to that, like, I humble myself, like, that understanding of not physically be able to be in front of the formation anymore. My limitations was like, I was embarrassed. And I'll be honest with you, I was very embarrassed. I went through a very bad depression time because the 82nd.
Right.
AA. I'm a platoon sergeant for them, and first sergeant demanding, and first sergeant pushing me to make sure all along you need to go on your formation, you need to go on your unit, on your PT formation run. I was trying, but the soldiers would leave me behind. And I'd be like, back in the days, I used to be out there and smoking, y'all. But I'm basically can't even finish the run now with the struggling patrol. So I worked it out somehow that I was still running, which I shouldn't have been because it was running on my own pace and run. But at the end of that, I didn't know that I was doing that bad damage. I was tearing all the remaining cartilage from my knees on that right knee, even though I had the surgery at that knee at the age that I had the issue torn at. The older you are, it's more difficult for your bones to grow and do things like that. And I think the knee was about to pop anyway, because when the doctor told me, he said I had no cartilage on the right knee.
Oh, wow.
So your ligaments, it was just ready to pop. So just needed just that part to just do it. All the years of hitting the street pavements. So, I got to 2018. I remember this day perfectly. We had the All-American Week.
Oh, wow. All right.
And
you just running.
We had the division run.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to make it. And the run started. It's not a fast run either, but they have that snake effect. They have the snake effect that you just take off and look. So now they taking off. I could run a 9-minute pace easily, but if you go like 7 or something like that, that means it just can't do it anymore. And I fell out of the run. And it's crazy that I don't even know who this guy was. He came out of nowhere. He lit my ass off. You piece of this, you piece of that, you sorry this. How you even in this army? You can't even stay with your unit. Hey, where the fuck beyond the hill? I said, and I didn't say nothing. And I wanted to say something to him. I said, I'm in the profile. I'm not even supposed to be running, but I was like, no. You still trying to hold on to that pride. tell someone you hurt because you think that guy's going to say something bad. And I remember I finally caught up to the unit. Everybody got in the car. I was still walking, trying to get to my car in tremendous pain. And first time I was like, send a text message after the run, you have to go do sport PT. And I went home and I sat there and I said, that man wasn't yelling at you because you couldn't keep up the run. That man was yelling at you because you could no longer be in front of your troops. And I took that out too hard. And I was like, what can I do to be better individual? I was doing disservice to this country and this army if I couldn't be up front. And I think that my mindset started becoming deterred to want to be in the army. So remember that day, like I said, I went home. I didn't even went to the sport event and supported the guys in my platoon. I stayed at home, watched TV, depressed. I remember picking a bottle, drink the whole week. That whole week I was drinking heavily. I was like, because I didn't know, like, why can I no longer run 12 minute 2 miles? Like, I can't do it no more. I can't do 7:30 at pace. It's like, what is going on? And like I said, I became disgruntled. And when you become a disgruntled employee in any organization, you are no good to no one. So
right.
I felt that and then, taking so long to get promoted to Sergeant First Class was another thing too, that heavily in my mind. Like, I've done everything the Army asked me to do. They asked me to go award, 6 deployments and this and that. And I'm sitting here still not able to pick out my 7. And then, but everything comes, at that time, I was going through my process. I said mentally, I get out. I still being part of the mission, doing what I need to do. But right at 19, right after I hit 19, the promotional list came in, my name came in. And it's crazy. I was doing physical therapy for my back. And I got the text message from my first line. It's like, hey, I need you to come to the office. That day, people call it the blacklist or whatever it's called.
Right.
So I come to the office and he's like, man, you been picked up. And you're like number 4 in the list.
Hey.
I said, first line, you crazy. And I said, yeah, number 4. I said, you crazy first time. He said, you want to take it? I said, first time, me and you had this discussion for moons that it was time. What that first time told me was the fact that the Army is about business. The business is the organization comes first. Your personal feelings cannot come between that. So my personal feelings were getting involved in the business of providing for the Army. So that was why I decided I want to get out, because my personal feelings were affecting the responsibility of running a smooth platoon. Because my need,
I think I'm losing you right now.
More important than the Army needs. And I think that was the biggest lesson that I learned. And I still learn about that.
Oh, yeah. You're getting a little choppy. I'm not able to hear you right now.
Yeah. You good?
Hold on. I think you're still a little frozen. Let's see.
Can you hear me?
All right, there you go. You're back.
Yeah. That's a little frozen.
All right, you looking now.
Okay.
Yep.
So what we got cut off about me, my personal, getting right out of the time. Like I said, I was getting out. 2000s, like I said, it became no longer my need more important than the Army side. Because even if I would have stayed as the E7, that mentality is poisonous to any organization. So they have a mindset that poisonous can have a negative effect there. And for you to really tell yourself, like, you know what, you're doing this honor to the Army. So I said, well, it's time to walk away, and I walked. I think that's what everybody anyway. I think even when you do, even if you're doing 4 years, you be like, oh, I got 1 year left. Fuck you, I'm not doing none of this. I'm not doing that. You find any way possible not to do something because your mindset is walking out. So,
right.
So it's just when a person make their mind like that, I think sometimes you just gotta let them go. Just don't be trying to force, the retention still going all over the place, tracking you down, calling you, hey, you decide what you want to do. I got this option. There's no, I tell people now when I look at it, there's no good news when it comes to retention.
Right.
You know why you're re-enlisting, because you know you don't have a plan. You know that you don't want to go back on and do what you got to do.
Right.
And your heart still feels the Army.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason. Retention is nothing special. That's guy just got a job to offer you a cup or a backpack for doing 6 years. Yeah.
Right.
Trick just be like, hey, here's your backpack. Man, that's a cool backpack.
Yeah.
How much the backpack cost? $20, like $10 to make, and you stuck for 7 years in.
Yeah.
Like, damn, what did I steal? Why did I re-enlist it?
Right. Yeah. No, yeah, that's good. And so you were talking also too about the new, it's ACAP. So that's what CAPS used to be. You're saying that that's really good nowadays.
Yes, man. I did a program with the Fulbright. I don't know if it was the only one, but ACAP now is mandatory and it's run by civilians. DoD contracted work for their job. The Soldiers for Life program now is the general, the division commander, or the highest ranking, the corps commander, which is a general. He's responsible for this program, but he comes all the way from higher, comes all the way from the Pentagon, because the issue was the soldier was just getting out with no plan. Soldiers just been out of the Army, no nothing, and I enjoyed Soldier for Life because, one, I went to classes about entrepreneurship. I went to class about small businesses. I went to class about resume building. I went to workshop about doing proper interview. Matter of fact, they have some recruiters from businesses and companies in the area of companies. We will come in front and try to present ourselves what suit to wear, what shirt to wear. Like if you're gonna work with plumbing, why are you wearing a 3-piece suit? Things like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like teaching you things that, know what you're going for, because like I said, you going for plumbing. Ain't no plumbing walking around a 3-piece suit. But things that we didn't know. So, and, working the things that not to use military word. For example, don't say I just retired. No, you basically said I recently left the Army after 21 years. Because when you say retire, that person that's doing the interview is like, this guy just really mindset is not proper. So
yeah, he's done work.
Just to learn it, you say retire, they'll be like, then why are you even applying for the job? So things like, hey, after 20 years in the Army, I decided to go a different direction. Different words to use instead of retirement. Things that, those type of shops we went to. But the great thing that now they started some of these places is Fulbright, especially Fulbright got this. They got caliber collision. You can do a 12-week program with them, 18 weeks. And you learn, by the time you finish there, they offer you a job to wherever you want to relocate in the United States and work as a specialist for them. They got solar panel companies doing that at Fulbright too. You do a couple of training, I think it's like, say, 8 weeks. They teach you the basics. And after you got out, they offer you a job to work on solar. Duke Energy has started a new one too. They teach you how to get at the right position after you get out. You have an offer. I did with CBS. To me, CBS was perfect for me or for anyone that was in leadership position, because they offer you a chance to be a store manager for any CBS store.
Oh, all right.
You go to like a 12-week program, you work. And basically what you do is like for CBS, for those 12 weeks, I reported every day to the CVS store manager, whatever store manager in the area in Fulbright, and every day I went there. They taught me the skeleton of the company, and then when you get ready to get out, you put your resume together, and it's submitted to some of the area where, like for example, I was coming to Virginia. They had a job opening in Northern Virginia for a store manager training. I could have went and applied and got that job. And eventually, a year or 2 years after that, I would run. They would hire me to go fulfill another CVS store, which, like I said, these new programs that Soldier for Life started are beneficial for soldiers. Like I said, like remember we had the discussion earlier about everybody can't be a millionaire, everybody can't be Steve Jobs, everybody has some technical, some trade that can eventually lead into a great job. So Soldier for Life, to me, has done a great improvement. Still work that needs to be done, but it's a whole lot better because now, for example, those programs cannot be turned down when it's solely it's in 6 months. It's solely bring that application, that paperwork to a commander. The company commander don't even sign it. The first time don't even sign it. Who signs it is the battalion commander.
Oh wow!
So that's how you can skip all the, you put a piece of paper in all the room and get lost. No, you can actually walk up to the sergeant major, ask for an appointment, tell you when to come back. You bring your piece of paper. You sit out with the battalion commander. Battalion commander don't even argue. He signs it because they don't even want to hear the general tell them. They don't want the soldier to go back to Soldier for Life. Say, hey, so and so that said I couldn't go. Soldier couldn't go because couldn't go because we decided to be a dickhead. We going to Fort Polk, Louisiana. Like none of that. Like right now, you on Soldier for Life, you not even, they can't even send you to the moon if they wanted to. You go to Soldier for Life. That's the new ACAP program. Like you remember, like, oh, you need to come back to work. You need to go fix this aircraft. None of that. Once you're in this program, Soldier for Life, you are untouchable.
Oh wow!
That's the point at Fort Bragg where commanders were losing jobs. Getting relief of command because they were going against the grain. Because, like, again, it's being run by civilians that work for a general in the Pentagon. That's is the Army program. It's untouchable. Probably one, like I say, is the best thing they ever did because you heard a whole story about people that got out before, probably like you, that you send you to a class and listen to about the benefits and all that. But now they're having workshops about if you want to be an entrepreneur. Other veterans come from the area. They teach you what they did, how to open their business, and it's crazy. I went through every class was possible to learn everything. Even they have now a class how to do a government resume because it's completely different from another resume.
All right, yeah.
Those are the things that they do now but like I said, it's a great program, great way to help those that need, looking for a job. Because everybody, like I said, everybody can't go and work at the biggest job with a suit and tie. Some guys might still enjoy doing physical labor such as panel. Oh, another thing they started doing too, I forgot, Microsoft started the IT program too, the IT. So they teach you how to they teach you how to become an IT. And after that, they hire you and you can apply to different companies in the IT, which is the big thing now. Everybody's an IT technician.
Okay.
The level of that stuff. And I heard that's an IT program. I don't know, but it's a great job. It's a great job to do. And I heard some people, it's a lot of fun. A lot of stressful, but it's a lot of fun from what I heard. Right.
Yeah, that sounds fun. I mean, that's like awesome. Like I didn't even know they had all this, until today. Like talking to you, like I said before, and I've said many times here, like when I got out, they were like, "Here's your resume, slap on the ass, and say, hey, good luck."
Yeah, that's what I said. So they figured, like I said, the people they were not hiring veterans. Veterans are not being hired, and we are the most sold out people. And a quick story. This is a guy that I met. He was an infantry guy. So Foot Locker hired him in Baltimore. And he said he didn't know how this job was going to translate to him. But he is training employees for Foot Locker how to properly wear a uniform. So that related back to his thing about wearing a uniform, appearance, and all that. So he teach managers that are running Foot Locker store how to have their employees wear the uniform. His job is to drive down the East Coast and inspect stores to see if the employees are wearing the proper uniform. If they're wearing the right shoes, they're wearing the right. That's crazy. Like I said, he said, he never thought that his skill set would translate to that. So what he was telling me, he was telling me that the military always, to him, will always be grateful for his service because he's making a great amount of money and be able to provide for his family. But a job like that, he say, I wear uniform all day, every day, when I had to wear it. And now
Right.
my job is to inspect people wearing uniform
Right.
properly for a business. So, like I said, that's just the crazy thing that you don't mind think about.
Right. Right.
That was a good story. He told me I couldn't believe it. He retired.
Right.
Matter of fact, listen, he retires as specialist. That's the crazy thing. He on the NCO, he retires as specialist. So he ended up landing that job, and he said he ain't letting it go because he keep growing, and the more the Foot Locker become. So that's his job, to get in the car sometime a week, go away to Virginia and visit all the stores in Virginia. Just walk in the store, see if the employees are wearing the proper tennis shoes, the proper shirt, if the shirt is clean, if the pant is like, wow, so that's his job.
Dang.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, so, that's a pretty good job right there. Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty funny. So, now that you're out, and you've done the teaching AIT and everything else and the contracting, you were now actually working on your passion, which is cooking. All right. So
yeah.
I
said, we talked about it earlier. I said I did a year of contract, and I was like, it just became boring because I won't say boring. Don't let me say that. I mean, change the word. It wasn't what I wanted to do. I was enjoying teaching and mentoring soldiers and new leaders in the Army coming in, but my passion has always been cooking. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'm coming home after work in this job, and I just go and plug the PlayStation or the Xbox, and I'm playing till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, 2, 3 cases of beer, getting fat. I'm just sitting there drinking. And I was like, this has become a bad habit. Like, yes, I'm smiling more and happy, but the PlayStation is not that important to me. I needed to use something else. So I decided to join the culinary program at the school that I'm going to now. I've been going for now fully August 4th. Tomorrow will be a year that I started the program. It felt pretty easy. It's been some tough time because I still was working full time and now, but then this past May, when the contract ended, I declined the contract. Decided to just fully focus on my school, and I'm recently working for this catering company, one of the biggest catering company in Richmond, Virginia. I'm learning a lot. I just recently took my finals. Yesterday took my finals to move on to my last lab class, which is with entrepreneurship, which we produce. Now I'm able, all the techniques and everything I learned now, I'm able to produce food to be served and be eaten by someone else. So everything that I learned, my techniques, I started next Thursday. Matter of fact, next Thursday, I'll start a class, and then I have 5 left, which is like psychology, which I'm like not looking forward to doing.
It's a fun class.
Biology is another class that I got to take. It's like four electives I got to do. They're like, I don't want to do it. But I should have took it between other classes, but I loaded on all my lab classes because I wanted to learn as much. I really enjoy being in the kitchen. I really do. So like I said before, everybody can be. And my goal is to.
Well, I think I lost it.
And it's not so much about the money. It's the passion of me wanting to cook food that people. Yeah, you lost me?
Yeah, I think I got you at my goal. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Give me a minute.
All right.
I got to plug this. We are going to be talking to. It's going to cut off. Let me plug up charger. Sorry about this.
All good.
Yes. See how this works. Can you see? Are we connected?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so my goal, like I said, my goal is to open my food truck. But I really don't care so much about making money like that. We love money being secure, but I want to make enough where I'm just comfortable.
Comfortable, right, right.
That's the biggest thing. I mean, just have enough so I can be comfortable with my children. My children are comfortable. Hopefully, my soon to be wife,
Right.
that's comfortable. She's happy. She's also a veteran too, running her own catering, basically her own baking business.
Nice.
Right now, very successful. So that's some rough. The thing learning as entrepreneurs is that it's not easy.
Yeah.
And I heard stories, people that said becoming an entrepreneur or anything you start is not easy. There's going to be good days, going to be bad days. And sometimes at the beginning, there's more bad days than good days.
Right.
But you just have to stay focused and really appreciate what you want. I think that she has taught me that, especially in this challenge that I'm doing. I wouldn't even call it challenge. I think somebody the other day said, because like I used to use the quote, said, chasing dreams. Sometimes you should say, catch your dream. And the only reason I say chasing dreams because at the beginning that's what I was doing and chasing it. Now it's there to grab, but I want to make food that people enjoy. I want to see people smile. When somebody eat, bite on my food, I want people to be like, man, that is some delicious stuff. Take you to that moment. You can remember as a child, regardless where you come from, you eat something so good, it takes you back to that memory. Like it takes you, especially with cakes. I have this thing with sweet because I don't like sweets. I don't know if you ever ate you taste the ice cream, you be like, it takes you back to that childhood moment to where
right.
that ice cream. It's like that's the last time you tasted something so good that makes you be like, wow, for a minute, it makes you go back to that childhood memories. Like, wow, it just took me there. That's the feeling that I get. I want people to experience that wow factor. It's not so much because there's some other great chefs. That's the reality. There's some great people that can really cook.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure that people, when they eat, be like, you know what, that was an enjoyable meal.
Right.
Because food brings people together.
Right.
I think the food can be a token where people can sit down and just have a wonderful meal and just enjoy that conversation, enjoy that meal for that moment. It's just it's the way to me food is. Food can be the bridge over a lot of things.
Right.
Being able to sit down and eat some good food. People enjoy. Like I was a couple weeks ago, I went to Philly. They got Philly's known for the cheese steak, cheap.
Right.
And I was like, oh yeah, whatever. And I walked in the line was wrapped outside, and I went in there. And finally, it was like 100 people inside on this little room, and maybe only should be like 2 people. So everybody's ordering the Philly, and the Philly was so good. I couldn't believe that. I was like, wow! I ate that steak, the little thing that be in the mall and the PX, it be in the down in the base, it'd be like the steak place or whatever.
Right.
That don't have nothing on this. When I tell you, I was like, wow. And it's like, and she was adding some other ingredients, like try it with this, and I kept eating it. I was like, wow. It was in a great experience. I was like, wow, this is wonderful. And I started talking to somebody that I didn't even know. We were sitting there having a conversation about food and where he's from. And matter of fact, ended up finding out the guy that I was sitting there talking to next, he's his son is in the Navy.
Oh, nice.
He's like, sometimes has some worry because he's deployed right now in the water somewhere in the Middle East. So he gets some worry sometimes. And I told him, I said, it's normal, And like I said, we just had a conversation. Had it not been for that cheese that I was eating and enjoying it, and he bite 1, 2, and we were saying like, wow, this is good. He said, yeah. And next thing you know, we like having a full conversation. I don't know nothing about this man. We end up leaving out of there. He invited me to later that day. Invited me to come out to a bar that he was going to be at. We met again and had a good conversation, talk about his son and his upbringing and stuff like that. And crazy, like I said, and that's why I said food can be a bridge of people enjoying the conversation. Sure. So that's most of my food. And I say a food truck more because you can get people out,
right?
To you, and then they're going to meet other people where they don't know nothing about, and they can just sit down and eat my food, but at the same time, they're having to come get a chance to talk because people don't talk anymore. You ain't noticed that?
Oh, I
It's
know that.
hard to talk. It's like hard to talk to my daughter. I take my daughter to the restaurant and she's in the phone like, and I still like, can we talk? Like,
Right.
like, oh, just text me what you want. That I'm not texting you. You sitting right next to me.
Right. Right.
But that's the reality of things. It's crazy that it is, but it's that way now. Like people don't have a conversation anymore. People don't talk
Right.
about the weather looks outside, nothing like that.
Yeah. I remember. Well, it was just last night. Was out and got churros, and this couple next to me. The guy was trying to eat churros, but he couldn't. Like he couldn't even touch the food until his girl was done snapping pictures, right? Like he was like reaching in, and she was like smacking his hand away, like I'm not done taking these pictures. You got to turn this one this way. You got to show the ice cream over here, So yeah, no, I definitely know what you're talking about. Like
Let me eat that food. I know what up with a picture.
yeah,
Sometimes I'm on fall too. Sometimes when I get to places like take a picture of it and I buy it, like, oh, I posted this, but this probably not that really that good. Like, it's not really that good. Like, wow,
yeah,
For example, today went out. I love the Longhorn Steakhouse.
uh-huh,
I prefer them over. And people's like, you're a chef, and you like. I said, listen, they make great steak. I'm a steak person. I like steak. Yeah, Texas Roadhouse is a lot of people's favorite, but I like Longhorn, and it's a specific steak that I like. I just like steak, and I think they cook it great. Yeah, they might not make the best fried chicken or whatever, but they make a great steak. I don't think a person can, if you can't cook a steak, you don't need to even. I can't even say anything. It's not that hard. It's salt and pepper. Flip it over, let it cook whatever temperature you want. Take it out and eat it. Couldn't be that difficult. But I love Longhorn. Most people would think I'll say some crazy 4-star 5-star restaurant with a steak, which probably ain't seasoned properly because the chef is. We know what chef. Well, me now that I know what chef does, it's just all about presentation. It's really sometimes not even about the flavor. It just get you $300 plate, and you have like nothing. You still hungry. You go home like,
right.
Let's stop at McDonald's on the way home.
Bro, we got so many of those places here in LA. It's like you go out, you spending like a couple $100, and you get a steak like this big, with one piece of broccoli on one side, and like a piece of some horseradish or something on the other side. And you're just like, why am I spending $200 right now? Like.
And that's what I say, but it's like you say, that's the trick of it. And I could pursue that type of chef, but I don't want to do that. Even my chef, it's like, man, you got skills, you can go and try that. I said, no, chef. I said, that's fine. I learned the technique. That means I learned it. I know how to do it. I could do it if I wanted to, but I'm going to take my skill set to something more comfort. I think comfort food is so beautiful. And me coming from Panama, a lot of people make comfort food feel so bad. Comfort food could be this and that.
But gotta get the fried plantains, man. That's my jam right there.
So
come from Guyana, that's my thing, man.
Stuff like that. Like, just for example, when you go to the South, your grandmother, if you live in the South, made a pot pie. You want to make that too for growing up and serve it to people. They probably haven't had a pot pie, whatever. They'd be like, "What is the pot pie?" Like, eat it, and they'd be like, "Wow, hey, this take me back when my grandma, made it." But it's. I enjoy making comfort food, food that brings you back to either wherever you was from. If you lived in Midwest, if I don't know about LA, they might have a salad, whatever, down there. But I just being funny, but LA has some really good food, and because of so many cultures in there, and they big for food trucks, and you can go and have an Asian fusion truck, and you'll be like, wow.
Yeah, and we got the Korean and Mexican like food trucks mix. It's called like kogi, and man, it's delicious. Like you get like a kimchi, pork rib, pork belly burrito, and everything else like that, and it's so good, man. You're like, all the purists are like, that's not even right, and I'm like, I don't care what it is, it tastes delicious, So
and that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of people, yes. Everybody knows this, but that's why I say I cannot recreate a Jamaican jerk chicken unless I'm using the natural ingredients grown in Jamaica or in the Caribbean. That's fact. But
Right.
I'm gonna do everything possible to at least inspire you to be like, man, that's when I remember eating that when I went to Jamaica on vacation. I remember like that's close, that's my thing.
Okay.
Just making comfort food that people can have a memory of wherever the childhood is. Yeah, that's crazy. That's it. The other day I made gumbo, and
Right.
I took the gumbo and I took it to a friend of mine. He's from Louisiana. He's like, yo, Edwin, this is like my grandmother, and my mom. Like, yo, I ate gumbo everywhere else in these fancy restaurants. They try to make it. And I mean, you had the dirt, the taste. They call it the dirt. That's basically it's a dirt type of meal. But he was like, man, I even told my wife we had to order some rice from the Chinese food restaurant, just white rice to go with the gumbo because it was that good. We ran out of rice. I was like, but that's the thing, I always feel the comfort food is people call it unhealthy. Yes, it is, and we got to be careful what we eat in our systems. And all that. I completely understand that.
It's like what is that movie? Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Where the critic eats it and goes back into his childhood.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I had to do a report about that movie. It's crazy, but it's that movie. If you don't know anything about culinary, that movie's actually very close to what goes in the kitchen. Well, it's not like that anymore, but that is very close to how a kitchen is operated, how it goes from each person in there. So that's kind of what it was. The person that worked for it, he used to be a chef, and he wanted to make sure that that movie was represented well as chef.
Nice.
Everybody thinks the chef is the person yelling and screaming. It's not like that. Like Chef Ramsay, that's just TV. That's just TV. Ain't nobody tossing no meat at you. Ain't nobody throwing no plate at you. Ain't none of that crazy. That's all for TV. Because I think somebody throw me a pot at me, I'm throwing that pot back at you. We are two grown persons. It's okay to be critiqued. It's okay to be critiqued. In the kitchen that I work now, I have a chef that she's 24 years old, Victoria, and she comes to tell me, it's like, hey, you doing this wrong or you did this wrong. She's not yelling. She just come and say, stop. This is what I want. This is how I want it. She showed me. I move on and I mix it. So it's not all that dramatic like people make it on TV. It's just TV.
Right.
All for shows, stuff like that.
Right. Well, so you were saying earlier that you accelerated your culinary schooling, after you realized the GI Bill.
Yes. So watching this show with Keith and one of the guys, I'm thinking I have 4 years to finish 4 years of school, regardless if it's only a 2-year, because they have a bachelor's program. I'm only doing an associate. Advanced culinary, I can go into a hospitality degree, but I'm like, no, that's too much business classes. I'm not going through all that headache. I want to learn how to cook. Business, I will learn it on. If I decide later on, I know. But so I find out from you guys, it's only 3 years.
Right.
So I was like, oh. So when I found that out, I was like, wow, I'm glad that I actually was full of it. So, for example, instead of taking my school only allows you to take 3 classes.
Mm.
But the max you can go is 4.
Right.
The VA will still pay for your 4th class. Regardless, they're going to pay. You just have to pass. So I start first term that I went to, I took 3 classes. I failed 1 class because of me. Because, again, so I was working was too much. I was not making the class, so they dropped me out. So I was like, okay, now I got 1 more class, the same class I got to take again, which could have been replaced. So, you learn, you can't mess around with this GI Bill. Now you have to either get this degree, get it over. Don't play with the classes. If you go full-time, focus on that school. I would give that suggestion to someone. Get you a part-time job. Don't be a full-time worker and trying to go to school full-time. It's not going to work. It's going to stress you out completely because it's impossible. You might have to sacrifice some things that you like, hanging out all the time, partying all the time, because you got the good money too. Maybe now I might not be able to go out for a whole year. I might not be able to go 2 years, but it's possible because I learned that I can do it too. So, 4 classes. So I started learning 4 classes in my 3rd term to now to where I'm on my full. I finish it Sunday. Tomorrow will be my full year in school, culinary school, which usually takes 18 months to do because, again, it's only 3 classes. But
Right.
because I expedite the classes, I'm able to knock it out of the way.
Nice.
But like I said, if it wasn't for y'all, I would have probably went back to only taking 3. But now that I know it's on, I said, let me finish this in 16 months. I
Right.
still got, will be what, 30 months left
Yeah.
to decide if I want to go back to get the bachelor. But I have those 2 extra years on the whole that I better take advantage of it.
Right.
And,
Right.
because, even if I want to pursue, for example, if I want to get the pastry degree, I still got these additional
Class.
month that I can use.
Yeah.
So that was a great information you guys put out because, like I said, it's not explained properly. This GI Bill thing is confusing.
Right. Right.
Sometimes I get a letter, unless you can sit for hours and digest this thing, break it down to where the point. Even the people that run the VA, the education system, they don't even know what they tell you sometimes. They tell you this on the phone, and then you go to the VA office, office in the school, and say, oh, no, this is not true. I was like, but he just told me. So it's like I said, it's like a science to this thing. Once you figure it out,
Right.
speak to it, and I would recommend no one to go from one school to another school. That's what it's like you guys, if you know what your degree is going to be,
yeah,
pick the right school you're going to go to and just do the miracle and just pass and graduate.
Right.
That's for you to start at, for example, if I start at University in North Carolina, halfway through there in my degree, I feel like, okay, the school is too far, I can't make it, but University of North Carolina State is closer.
Right.
Yes, you transfer to this other school, but the problem with going from school to school, not all your credits are transferable.
Right.
Now you behind the ball because now you took all these classes, but you only have 20 months left to finish the degree, and you're going to run short. Now you stuck like Chuck to figure out how you're going to pay for college.
Right.
And that's why I suggest anybody, because I did my research, just get it done. I owe cuss. Now, you get a degree, you want to, because I heard people, they got 2, 3, 4 degrees with the GI Bill. That's lovely. If you want to start going to another school, go do it. But finish with the school you started. This money is nothing to play with. Because when it's the plea is depleted, you can beg all you want. So finish it. Just get it over with.
Right. And with yours, did you look into the Yellow Ribbon program, or?
I don't know too much about the Yellow program. I think it's something to do if you run. I think what I got out of it, if you run out that school year, you run out of money. If you used it, overused it. I heard that the Yellow Ribbon just help you pay for the remaining of that year's school money.
Right.
But it's short term, people told me, and that's what I did my research. So I'm good on that because, like I said, I started last August. I will finish this August, and I started the new fiscal year come August 1st because, on the 1st, they gave me my boot stipend, which was a great addition. I was like, yes, I got my little $500. Yay!
Right.
All hands, the money to put it away. You see it later, maybe.
Right.
Maybe a little vacation somewhere I could use this little $500 on it. But yeah, man. And at the school that I go to, there's a lot of veterans too that I wouldn't even thought it was going to the school. So
nice.
Learning from them on how to go about the business and stuff like that. They teaching me things that I didn't know about, out here in the civilian world, because I've been a year out, and a year out, it's not enough time for a lot of the tools and trades going around, getting out. Like, I'm fresh. Like, I'm sure you had your difficulties while you were dealing with school and finding employment, all that stuff. I haven't went through that, and I tell people I don't have it easy. I just been lucky enough that everything works so far, but I'm sure there's going to be some bumps on the road here. But I think that I'm not afraid to ask the questions. And that's one thing I learned. Just go ask somebody. Somebody knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I go to the VA appointments, I sit down and somebody's there. We start talking, and next thing you know, I just start pulling information. Anything they know about certain things, how to do this and do that. So I did. And I definitely, another suggestion I would tell someone would be, when you getting out, even if you had, don't be shameful or feel bad that you had a back and you neglected it when you there. Go get that stuff looked up, because that back, you're gonna need your back later on after the army. Or do whatever you need to do to get what you compensated for what you did. You jumped out of a plane, you landed awkwardly, you hurt yourself. You say, okay, you're no longer in the army. The government should be able to take care of you properly. Even if it's only a 10%, 20%, 30%, do the necessary work when you out, even if you out or after before you get out, and get compensated for your injuries. Because eventually you don't want to be walking in a walker, where you could have, prevented those things, and that walking maybe prevent you from working a certain job because you can no longer do that job. So be compensated for the things that you done. Don't be. I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I did years, ain't nothing wrong." Crazy. Let me tell you, this is a guy that I go to school with. He retires. He retires as assigned first class. He don't get no money. And I said, what? He said, I spent 18 years. I think he said 19 years, because he did 20 something. 19 years and 82nd. All in jump. So I never really went and did any claim from my VA. I said, what?
Wow.
I said, Sergeant, with all due respect, you might have a great life. You working all these great jobs, but I know your body is worn and torn. There is no shame on you to compensate it, because you're going to hit the day when you're 60, and paying for medical bill out of your pocket is not cheap. And we all know in this country it's not cheap. So if the VAs can help you, take care while you finish working and, visitations and all that, do the necessary claim. I couldn't believe it when he told me that. He said, not even 0%. This guy hasn't done nothing. He got out in 2009, and he just been like, whatever. The only thing he's using is VI bill.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, you go out and tell him that he could, even if he's got like a 0% or anything, as long as he's a veteran, he can still use the VA as so he can go register at the VA, and he can get all the health benefits as well. I mean, he might have more of a copay or something like that. And then also, if he wants to come up on it, I believe what Wayne was telling me, as a VSO, he can go talk to a VSO around where he lives, and they can get him started on a claim. Like if he's got, I mean, I don't know if he's got like legitimate injuries.
I don't know, but like I said, I'm sure after that many years, there's no way you walked out of the army. I'm sure there's one or two out there that walked out there with no bruise, no broken nothing. I'm sure there's one or two out there, but
especially after you did all the jumps.
Go get looked at, because you ain't the doctor. You're somebody know your body like you think you know. So but yeah, that's it. And that's it. Like the VSO is a great thing. I tell people, I found one that helped me get what I need to get done.
Nice.
That paper was confusing.
Right.
That claim to put it together was in a different language.
Right.
It wasn't reading in English. That system, you had to match this. All I did was submit my medical record. She looked at it. She did everything there. She let me read it. She explained it to me what we were doing, blah, blah, blah. Submitted it. And it was crazy, because let me tell you something. March 31st, my last day in the Army. Mm-hmm. On April 1st, that's next day, I already knew what my rating was.
Hey.
So I already knew what I was getting to on the next day, which, they back pay you, so they didn't pay me until the end of May, which was June 1st. Got my first benefit. But she helped me to go through the whole process, and I submitted my package that year, basically in December, beginning of December. I submitted my package. They didn't took some people wait 6, 7, 8 months, or even 2, 3 years. I was just lucky enough that everything was done on time to wait. Because I know some people that got out and they're still waiting to receive their rating. They're sitting waiting. So that's why I tell people, make sure you save before when you know you're gonna get out. Stop putting a little money away. But yeah, so it's a great idea. I would suggest. I was gonna mention that. Go find somebody else, because that thing is written for us not to understand it.
Right. Try
like the Army song. The Army keeps rolling along.
Right.
And that stuck to my mind for a while, and it's true. One to the right, next person come in. So why not take advantage? Why not look after yourself for years to come now? Because they don't really worry about it.
Right.
They're not worried about what's wrong with you. They don't. You're no longer their concern.
Once you're out, you're out. Yeah.
Yeah, you bet you out. You're like, well, what can I do now? How am I gonna fix this broken leg I got? So that's just. So I'm sure I got to go to the doctor on Monday. But my thigh here, my calf muscle that is all swollen. So I got to find something to do with that. So yeah, I would suggest that's a great tip to just go see anyone you need to. And I know veterans are looking at this and you're looking at this channel. I would say to them, man, don't give up. Don't find the help you need to. Don't be ashamed for doing that. Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't no such thing as a second hand. Go get the help you need to, whatever it is, either it's mental health, physical health, or, those are the things. And I really, really care about the mental health. We all got some type of issue mentally.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong when you go and talk to someone. You necessarily don't have to get no pills for this deal with that. But go talk to somebody that's paid to know, to understand what you and articulate it to you in a way that you can use some tips to get yourself better. Because I don't have an issue with going talking to someone about my mental stability. Because I don't want to be the crazy guy walking around with an edge, even though I do, because of people they drive and stuff like that. But I started knowing the tips. Stop counting backwards, or don't get a road rage. I do certain things to help me block certain things, but if I ain't had I probably would have already been locked up, probably been on the flight, probably got my butt whooped by somebody that I tried to chase down the road. So, go to somebody, even if it's anger management. I think it's important for us veterans to go seek help.
Right.
See the necessary facilities. There are a lot of facilities that were not offered to the VA veteran, to the NAM vets. The people from Vietnam. Those guys, some of the guys still struggling with some of the issues they have for years, and then they went untreated. So if you have anything going on, go get looked at. Go get treated. It's a benefit for you and your family, especially your children. Little do you know, I had that conversation with my daughter about certain things. My daughter had told me it's like that. I thought you crazy. Yeah. But, she was like, she was like, I'm glad you went and seek help because it's better our communication skill. Me and my daughter, communication skills, so I got better because now we can talk without her being feared, just saying the wrong thing, and I'm gonna get mad, so we have a better communication. I have a better understanding that teenagers are crazy. I was a teenager once, and I know number of his stuff. So that's the beauty of it. So
they taught you how to text better at that place. Is that how it happened?
Yeah. Boy, I tell you. Yeah, because like I said, we all. I'm a true believer. I'm a true person that believes that every person that served in the military has some type of disability mentally. And that means like it's bad, but you have things that you need to talk about that you probably held on since you was a child, that probably were molested, abused, and all that. And you carry all that burden in your life because the word is that you can't be weak, because the Army teach you, the military teach you to win. The military don't teach you to lose.
Right.
So you have to put all your insides away, all the little bad things, you need to put it away. And the only way you find is either self-medicate, drugs, many other things, painkillers, like I said, anything to relieve that, where it could be done safer. Because at the end of the day, I would like for all my veterans to still alive, because we have the elephant in the room is that they committed suicide, and that's a sad thing.
Right.
You go on all that thing. That's like, to me, that's the elephant in the room. So I always, whenever I get a chance to tell someone, hey, go talk to somebody. It's okay. Right. And sometimes you might have to try 2-3 different persons that you can feel comfortable with, but continue. Right. Don't give up on that. Because like I said, the first person I went to, he had PTSD. I said, the two of us, doc, we can't be in the same room. He had his issue, because if I was tapping on the table or something like that, his PTSD trigger. So he gonna get upset with me, and I get upset with him. And I say, you know what, doc, this ain't working. I need to go find another one. I say we both not in the same
Right.
team. So I found the second one.
Yeah.
Dr. Reeves, she has been excellent, excellent, excellent. She has told me techniques, how to use my phones, apps they have on the phone about certain things you do.
Nice.
You know, things that I could get better at, especially when go to a restaurant. Um, don't want to put my back. I done that before. Just to see how it worked. Face the back of the front door. Things that she told me how to work. Things, or take someone that knows what you're going through, so it helps you go through the process.
Right. Right.
Like grocery store. I used to hate going food shopping. How does a person that want to be a chef don't want to go food shopping?
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, yeah.
So, there was Mister that she will send me to. She said, at 10 o'clock on Tuesday, I want you to go to Walmart. Go buy the things you need to. I want you to spend 30 minutes in Walmart. See if you can take 30 minutes. And now I can go to Walmart. I can do an hour. I'm not going to do 5 o'clock. I know that's not my time to go to Walmart because everybody getting out of work. But I can do it maybe at 9 to 10 o'clock. I go to Walmart and do what I need to do and be out of there without no problem.
Right. Nice.
So that's the techniques that you learn throughout things that helps you be better. Because at the end of the day, we want to be functioning in society.
Right.
And that's the most important thing.
Right. And I think that was one of the things that Shantae was talking about on her episode. I think her first episode. She was like, everybody has to realize that you can fire your psychologist or whatever it is, your shrink or whoever. I can't remember, psychologist or whichever the term it is, which is the proper term right now. But she's like, you can fire them and get somebody else. It was the exact same thing she was saying. She was like, you're not gonna jive with everybody, right? So you have to find the person who's right for you.
Yeah.
And she's like, sometimes I may take 3, 4, 5 different guys, different psychiatrists, or psychologists, to get it right. She's like, but once you get it right, stick with that guy or that girl or whoever, that person, and and work through your issues, And yeah, she was also, with her, she was also talking a lot about EMDR because she had just done the training and it was implementing it herself and had some success with a few patients of hers. But so that's the other thing. I think everybody needs to realize exactly what you just said. You can fire your psychologist and go to another one. So yeah,
that's important. Like I said, I am thankful that I'm able to. I found the right person that is working with me to help me get to better. Dr. Reeve has been amazing. Man, like I said, little things that I didn't know, like being around my family. And that's the thing. Sometimes even my own family, I haven't left off on the part of talking about the help, but I think that if it wasn't for that, me finding a psychiatrist that helped me, I would have still struggled with my depression and my anxiety. Mm-hmm. I think that's my biggest fight in my depression because I needed to get better at that. I needed to get a hand control on it. You can never cure depression. That's the reality of people. You just have to be able to function on day, and what would trigger things like that. But we have to do better with our veterans. And I'm vocally about that. I tell anyone that I serve with, I've been with, man, you ever pick up, call me. We might not agree on a lot of things now, but I'm here. I'll drive to where you at. We can go somewhere. I'll pick you up. We can drive, even if it's 3-4 hours away. I'll drive. I'd rather do that than see someone text me so and so took his life. I'd rather do that. I'd rather go pick you up and we can talk about what your every issues is. Man, drive to the lake. I don't know. Go out to the lake. Go grab some fishing rods and let's go. I don't fish, but if it's that or if you want to go to the ocean, let's go to the beach. Let's chill out. Let's go talk about it.
Yeah.
But I'd rather do that than you hearing the bad news because we are so shameful sometimes of don't want to talk to someone. I think that's a bad cliche people think. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And suicide don't have no. Suicide don't have no gender, from female to male. It also has no race. It's when it comes, it comes. So you either
Right.
find the people that can talk to. So,
Yeah.
I hate when
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. Yeah, I think we've actually covered a lot. I really hope we didn't lose the.
If not, we're gonna have to try tomorrow.
That could work. We'll do it again if we have to. Yeah, yeah, I think that's it, man. Do you have any other anything else, or you think you said it all?
I would say this to close out the segment. I think that what you're doing is great. Because, like I said, I go back to I've looked at them. I appreciate the things you've done because, like I said, what you're doing, people always want to talk about doing it. We talk a good talk, but we don't take action. And I think your actions are reflecting and finding. You don't know all the answers to everything,
right.
But you want people to be educated, which is the ultimate goal for us veterans to know. Because this system is crazy. It's like you said. I mentioned the tip about the VSO. Most people don't know. Veterans don't even know what that word VSO is.
Right.
From you talking about the GI Bill, you talked about that. I forgot her name. She was one of your first that did thing. Talked about the mental stuff, how she got her degree, and going into all that. And like I said, that I think you're doing a great, marvelous job. Continue to do it. Like I said, if you need me again, call me. Anything you want me to sit down and talk about anything else, it's fine with that. But the main thing is you're doing a great thing. Continue doing that. Like I said, I watch your episodes. Every episode you have, I watched it and take notes of it. Sometimes I do it. Usually I do it once you post. Usually like a Sunday, because Sunday is my day to relax. I sit there and I look at it and take tips. Because hey, knowledge is power. I always say, what I don't know, I know.
Right.
And to my veterans out there, man, guys that I serve with that watch this show, hope you guys doing well, and I hope you guys being successful in life. And I pray and hope that God, a good old God, you believe in God. If you don't, I hope that He continue to bless you and bless your family, because we still there. We just ain't finished. Life ain't done with us. We still have other things we can accomplish in our life. And I hope that God is helping you provide those things for yourself and your family.
All right.
All right, man.
Thank you, brother, man. Hey, I appreciate you, watching and doing what you do and supporting us as well. And I appreciate you coming on, and I definitely appreciate everybody that watches. And I hope, I think like we said we help one person. We say it every time. We help one person. I think we're doing good. And for you yourself, you said you got a little bit of help or a little bit of extra knowledge with the GI Bill. Anything else? I was, even just for me hearing that today, I'm glad, that we can help you out.
Yeah,
so
no joke. Take advantage of that thing. Don't now fail no class. That's the whole thing I say. Don't fail no class. I didn't know there's effect to that. I didn't know that. Like when I had that bill that came in the bill, he said you got to pay this class back. I said what? I got to pay for the class. I said I thought I could take it. No, sir, you got to pay this class back. Prior, I said, well, okay. Don't worry about it. I won't fail no more. So that's my goal, to make sure I don't waste it.
Yeah.
Because there's someone out there that could be using this money to get their degree, and they will take full advantage of it. So, and our government is crazy. Sometimes they be talking about cutting down, cutbacks, and cut this, cut that. You never know. In that cutting our budget, I'll be upset. It cut anything that we for us to get our education, because we sacrifice. But again, thank you again, brother. Hope you have a wonderful day, and y'all know you're gonna edit this, but if you need to do it tomorrow, we can go back to the beginning and start again. Okay.
All right. Cool. Yeah, that would be appreciated. In case we lost everything, but sweet. Thank you. And just in closing, thank you guys for watching again. Welcome back every week to What Left Seat, Right Seat. And like I said, just go ahead, like, subscribe, and if you have anything you want to hear about, just leave it down in the comments. I'll hit it up, and I'll try to find somebody that's knowledgeable on that and get it all, get something for you. So thank you guys, appreciate it, and we'll come back next week. All right, thank you. All right. Hey guys, thanks for listening to Left Seat, Right Seat.
you liked what you heard, just go ahead, hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends. And come back next week for another episode. And also follow us on Facebook and Instagram and all your other podcast venues. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one, and we'll see you again later. All right, bye.
See ya.